retired. The gentleman from South Carolina, Mr. Timmons, recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank the witnesses for being here today. Many of us here could easily speak for hours about the CFPB under the Biden administration and how its policies have expanded government overreach. We all have stories from our districts, stories from constituents and small businesses negatively impacted by Mr. Chopra's actions over the last 4 years. We all believe in the mission of protecting consumers, but the extreme policies put in place by Director Chopra have done more to harm consumers than they have good. After the election, just weeks ago, Chairman Hill and Chairman Scott in the Senate sent letters to all government agencies in the jurisdiction of Senate Banking and House Financial Services, encouraging those agencies to halt rulemaking and new enforcement actions until new leadership could be confirmed. Almost unanimously, those requests were well received and the various government agencies proceeded accordingly. Not surprisingly, there was an exception, the CFPB. Director Chopra, we're going to get the records, but it seems that they just went on a flurry of enforcement actions. And one of them, at the very last minute, adversely impacted multiple businesses in my district. So I guess the news was received Saturday morning, just a few days ago. And Friday, this is kind of crazy, Friday at 5:55 p.m. and at 6:05 p.m., businesses in my district received CID. For those of you listening, that's basically a subpoena. It's a civil investigative demand. And these, if you're publicly traded, have disclosure requirements. You have to tell the world that you're under investigation by the CFPB, and that has an adverse impact. How many people think that the CFPB has people working every Friday at 5:55 p.m.? I would bet that's the first time ever. And, I even think Director Chopra might have sent these CIDs out himself right before he submitted his resignation. So let me tell you what I spent my weekend doing. I get a call Saturday morning. These businesses are very concerned. They obviously know that there's a new direction because of the election. And again, I just want to clarify, the election results are exactly the response to this type of approach to government. We have been out of balance the last 4 years, and we are going to find balance. So I worked all weekend to notify committee staff, to notify Chairman Hill and Chairman of Financial Institutions, Barr, and worked on a letter. And so I ended up sending this letter to who I thought, this is the best part, I thought that she was the acting director at the time. Because I was unaware of the development that we heard about Monday. But I just asked who I thought was the acting director, Martinez, to basically not send these CIDs out. The email was sent notifying these businesses that they were going to send by certified mail Monday, which would trigger disclosure requirements on Wednesday. And so I sent this letter out. I emailed it to her. Mr. Chairman, I would like to submit these for the record.
Without objection.
Thank you. So obviously worked feverishly all weekend to try to get these businesses in my district relief. I guess, Ms. Rainey, do you believe that it is normal for the CFPB to send out CIDs Friday after business hours?
Seems a bit extraordinary to me, but I'm not familiar with after-hours practices.
Government workers use government hours. I can guarantee you that is not normal, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. I think that Chairman Hill and Chairman Scott have requested a list of all the enforcement actions that they have engaged in. So obviously, I was very pleased when I found out that I sent the letter to the wrong acting director Monday morning. We had dinner with Secretary Bessent Monday night, and I thanked him for giving these businesses relief. And this is crazy. Not only did they send out these CIDs late Friday night, but after the news broke on Monday, Bloomberg, I think, got it first, CFPB staff initially said that that action does not apply to the CIDs that they sent. Obviously, they changed course a few hours later after additional questions, but This is not the way that businesses need to expect the government to interact. We have to protect consumers 100%. I'm all in. But when the CFPB goes rogue and starts acting in this manner, it is detrimental to the U.S. economy.
Gentleman's
and
time
we got to
has
put a stop
expired.
to it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The gentleman from Texas, Mr. Green, is recognized.